You found the STIHL National Championship Air Races presented by Reno-Tahoe.
We are getting ready for an unlimited race, and it is coming up moments away here. We got a rookie in the race. His name is Stephen Couches. An interesting story. He is flying the Mustang that belonged to his father.
I'm Stephen Couches, and I kind of grew up around Mustangs. My dad, Michael Couches, has been very instrumental in warbirds back in the 50s, buying surplus. I'm kind of fortunate to be flying one of my dad's first Mustangs, and he sold it to Chuck Lyford, and then it was sold to the Driscolls after that, and they owned it for 20 plus years, maybe 30, and then the new owner just bought it about a year ago, and he wanted to put it back to how it was in '64. It was here in '64, the first air races, just as a Bardol special, and we wrapped it to make it look like that, and hopefully we'll keep it that way, and I'm hoping to put myself back up into the gold, if not winning the silver.
You can see our unlimited competitors. There's the Bardol white P51 that's up there up front, and behind him a couple more P51 D models with the bubble canopy, the P63 King Cobra mid airplane engine, and then behind that we also have a P51A model. So a lot of diversity, even though they're all P51s, all mixed up in this class, Tommy. You can see the A model there to the far left of your screen, the silver next to the Bardol.
Yeah, number one qualifier is going to be a race number 6, John Dusty Dowd Jr. from Syracuse, Kansas. And his aircraft name, another one of these great names, the Shanty Irish. Had a chance to catch up with him and his outlook on this race.
Yeah, it was good. That's the first time really the throttle's ever been all the way forward on that airplane. And if it had a good pilot in it, it probably would have gone faster. But I think we did 335 or something like that. And I think the airplane, if we did some more homework on it, I think it probably should be up around 370. So something to work on this winter, which is, that's always, I get it home, tear it apart, make it go faster, come back, and it's always this great challenge to see what I did and the results. You know, that's the fun. It's not winning first place. I don't care. I want to go by what the clock says, you know. And I did the same thing in Formula. Worked all winter on it, came back, just excited to get out on the course in qualifying and just see really what it would do. And if I did any good, all that work in the wintertime. So.
Very motivated pilot there. Loving all the work he puts in on that. John Dowd, just Dusty Dowd Jr., Shanty Irish, the name of the P51A Mustang that is in starting position number 1 in the silver race in the unlimited class.
V12 engines that are in these aircraft were licensed built by the Packard Company here in the United States. So it's an all-American airplane, all built, but it took that Merlin engine to give us the legs to escort our bombers, and that actually turned the tide of the air war in Europe and allowed us to win the air war in Europe. And this airplane, the P51, played the most significant role in that. And what a beautiful example here from Dusty Dowd Jr. that we just heard about in this A model. Beautiful, beautiful airplane. But you can see the difference. For those of you airplane nuts like me, notice the air scoop above the propeller spinner on the A model. And when you get to see the D model in a minute, the scoop's underneath the spinner, and just a little bit different shape of the airplane. So improvements that they made on how the engines work and how the airplane flies.
You do not miss a detail, do you? We haven't got one past you yet, I don't think.
It's a disease, Tommy, and I'm very sorry. But for those airplane nuts like me out there, we are just in hog heaven today. There is nothing like getting to watch unlimited air racing here at Reno, the fastest motorsport on the planet.
Getting all the preparations in order, all the steps that we take to get these planes up in the air in the proper order and lined up side abreast, or side by each, as I heard it called one time, in order to descend on this this race course and have ourselves a race.
So Tommy,
silver class.
One other inside baseball for you.
Okay.
For our fans at home, the P63 King Cobra, the green airplane with the red spinner that is 5 over from left to right. That aircraft is powered, it's a mid-engine airplane. The engine actually sits behind the pilot. The drive shaft goes between his feet, underneath his legs, up to that propeller up front. That's powered by an Allison V12. I want you to listen as they go by, fans. The Allison sounds significantly different than these P51s. So we'll listen in, we'll lay out occasionally during the race so you can hear these majestic P51s and P63 goes by, and you can hear, Tommy, the difference in those engines.
Can't wait. I'm going to be listening all the way through. I have a toast to propose here. How about a toast to blue skies? I never thought I'd be so happy to see blue skies. We have raced through the smoke as best we could for a couple of days, and these pilots have been dealing with it, starting with Tom Nightingale.
The smoke has definitely been a factor in the afternoons, like at around, 3 o'clock or so it rolls in. It goes below, our minimums are 6 nautical miles to be able to race. When they go under 6 and certainly under 3, the whole race kind of grinds to a halt. So we're really hoping for some wind from the east to kind of keep this thing blowing out and let us do what we want to do.
We've never had visibility reductions like this year. There's been, like I was on the Rare Bear crew, I think in like 13 or 14, and there were afternoons where it got pretty stinky. But these, early morning, and then in the afternoon, that fire, the smoke is going to roll over the hill again, and it'll bring visibilities down to, half mile or mile by sundown.
And there we heard Dusty Dowd, Tommy, in P51. We'd heard from him earlier in that A model. And there you see what a great lineup of our competitors here in this silver pairing of the Unlimited class. Again, like we saw earlier today, you see the T-33 Shooting Star Jet Trainer played another vital role in the history of the United States, but it's flown today by Mr. Steve Hinton, multi-time Unlimited winner here at Reno, and he is our pace plane and our safety pilot, and he's departing now, and that plane comes courtesy with him from the Planes of Fame Museum out in Chino, California. Now, the aircraft will depart in qualifying order once the pace plane departs. We see the pace plane rolling and departing out in front now, and you can see some of the competitors there. We saw Dusty Dowd, who we've heard so much from. Here's a great shot of that air scoop in the nose of that beautiful A model P51 in race 6, the Shanty Irish with John Dowd.
Number 1 qualifying position. Right behind him, Stephen Couches, whom we heard from just a few minutes ago in the Bardall Special, the P51D Mustang, race number 3.
Turn to the north. And then we'll be back westbound.
Beautiful picture of these airplanes. There's another good shot. This is Jeff Lavelle in the race 4 P51D model, Sweet and Lovely, out of Kenmore, Washington. You can see the difference in the nose on what we saw. We'll talk about that scoop here in a minute, Tommy. We'll tell you some history on the scoop underneath that airplane as well.
That's Mark Moody. Starting position number 4, race number 0, the Spam Can, another P51D Mustang.
And here's the P63 with the Allison in it. This is Pretty Polly. Race 63, Patrick Nightingale out of Lakewood, California.
They start to turn back westbound now. Here we go.
Silver and blue, Lady B, P51D Mustang, piloted by Mike Fledger of Scottsdale, Arizona. That's going to be race 49 to watch.
And then here the red-tailed P51D model Mustang race 62, Tom Nightingale, aircraft he affectionately calls Bunny.
Starting position number 8, from Ventura, California, Ken Gottschall. It's P51D Mustang, known as the Man of War, the silver and black.
Beautiful airplane, historic airplane too, Tommy. If you Google Man of War, look at the history on that particular airframe. Is really spectacular in and of itself. It's great to watch the gear come up on these airplanes, watch and listen to it. And this is, like we said earlier, it's Unlimited class. We are in the Silver B pairing, and we're going to fly our largest course here, the 8-mile course. We're going to fly 6 laps. Good look at Pretty Polly here on the screen while we talk about the speeds. Upwards of just under 400 miles an hour in this class, Tommy, in the silver course, and we're going to fly that largest course all the way around. Again, these are the bad boys of speed, and the fastest that we've got for propeller-driven aircraft. Now, they're going to do an air start like we've seen in some of the other classes. Tommy, here's our pace plane in red. They're going to line abreast. They have to stay in their lane as they come down the chute, make their way to the guide pylon. That's the first chance they have to make the left turn and make their way around the course. We're going to fly that 8-mile course all the way around, and here is the Microsoft Flight Simulator Unlimited class map. You can see the small virtual map in the top right corner, and on screen the third-person view of Miss America P51, who's unfortunately not here this year. But what a historic airplane as well, but what it looks like to fly these Unlimited airplanes down low over the desert. Tommy?
exciting. There's a look inside an actual racer from another race here. What it looks like to see that desert floor go by you. The noise is going to be unbelievable here. It's the sound that all these hardcore air race fans crave, and we're going to hear plenty of it over these next 6 laps we got coming up. Once our airplanes, who are going around back of the course right now and getting in position to do once they descend.
Tommy, they're down low. You can see how close they are to the desert. Minimum altitude of 50 feet, approaching 400 miles an hour. That's almost 2 football fields per second, Tommy, which is incredible as they zip around these 13 pylons on our 8-mile course.
Watching their altitude, watching the pylons, watching all the gauges, all the things they have to keep track of to fly, and also watching the competition. That's a big part of it.
You know, in this particular heat race, Tommy, we have 8 racers out there today, and mostly P51s and 1 P63. But overall, we've got 17 unlimited racers this year with 11 P51s, 3 Hawker Sea Furies, Yak 3U, and then the 1 P63 King Cobra that we talked about with the Allison engine in it.
They will be riding the wind, apparently, because you can look at the flags in the wind. It's picked up considerably.
It has, and that'll be a nice tailwind for that.
You're looking good, gentlemen. You've got a race.
And there we have a race, Tommy. We're coming down the slot. Coming down the chute, excuse me. And here they come over the stands. And there they go. So don't forget, we had Dusty Dowd in the P51A model. You see the white Bardall Special in race 3 with Stephen Couches, and you can see he's able to jump out in front, but don't forget he can't turn in front until he gets to that guide pylon, which is right here. Let's listen to him go by, Tommy.
That's the money sound right there, isn't it?
That is so awesome. Now the all 7 competitors, excuse me, and 8 we've got, they're all spreading out just a little bit as they head through that far north end of the course, 4, 5, and 6, and they descend into the Valley of Speed. And as our late friend Steve Stavrakakis used to say, these are the bad boys of speed, and here you're going to see why right here. And here's the race 3 Bardall Special demonstrating it coming right down the Valley of Speed here, Tommy. So 1, 2, and 3, we've got race 3 out front, as you saw, followed by Dusty Dowd Jr. in race 6, and third is race 4, Jeff Lavelle. There we're watching our leaders. He heads back to the guide pylon. We're finishing up lap 1. Tommy, we talked about the elevation up here. There you can hear Stephen Couches coming by, and you can see in this shot how the valley is definitely lower. They get to descend and trade some of that altitude for speed as they make that turn across the north end of the course and then head down.
Stephen Couches, the rookie, good time there. There's race 63.
Yeah, did you hear how that engine sounded different?
Pretty poly. The mid-plane engine.
Yeah, that mid-engine airplane, and has the Allison engine in it. We'll continue to look out for that as it comes around, but definitely sounds different than these license-built Packard Merlins and the rest of these aircraft.
Leader again right there, Stephen Couches, State Line, Nevada, the rookie here in the Bardall Special.
And how cool is that? Here he is leading the silver pairing race in an aircraft that his dad owned.
Yeah.
And then there's the A model right behind it, the P51A model, Shanty Irish, race 6.
There goes Jeff Lavelle and Sweet and Lovely.
We see our leaders now turning over, headed back up north towards the guide pylon, back into the foothills, and you see our leader in that definitely recognized white Bardall Special. The Bardall has such a history here at Reno over the years, over the 58, nearly 6 decades of racing. And here he is coming through the sagebrush. It looks to me like Stephen Couches has found something in this class, Tommy, even though he qualified a couple of miles an hour slower than the competition. He's got something tuned up today.
Yeah, he's dialed in, that is for sure. There's no problem staying ahead of the pack here.
He has a good probably 20 plane lengths or more on second place, and seems to be stretched, not running away, but definitely holding his own. And here you get to see him coming down low through the desert. Just now coming down through the Valley of Speed, Tommy, you see a couple of our competitors here. Again, you have to pass on the outside. The airplane with the yellow tail, you can see we've actually got 3 aircraft fairly close together here.
Yeah, the one in front is Mark Moody in the Spam can. Silver and yellow there.
Here they come, right at you, straight into your living room here, Tommy. And we watch these 3 aircraft as they're coming around. And then back to our leader, you can see how far those 3 we were just watching coming across the start-finish line, and our leader's already back up with the guide pylon up in the foothills. So that gives you a good half a lap lead almost that the leader has over the group in the back that we see on screen now.
Stephen Couches out front as he has been through this entire race. He still has John Dusty Dowd Jr. starting the #1 position. Hanging with him as best he can right now, but unable to really get up close.
Here's our grouping right in the middle of the pack. This is 4, 5, and 6, I think, the lead right here together. There's race 4, Jeff Lavelle, kind of leading that pack of 4. And then there we are.
1 and 2.
Back to our leader. He's coming back to the start-finish line right here in race 3. And he's followed by race 6 here in second place. Those 2 are kind of separating themselves from the rest of the pack, but 6 really is pulling away to some degree. I don't think, I'm sorry, race 3. Race 6, Dusty Dowd Jr. just really catch the Bardall Special this afternoon.
Those 2 have less than 2 laps to go. 3 behind them now making a turn.
Those 3 right together, Tommy, with the silver and yellow Mark Moody.
There's Joe
Silver
Lavelle right there.
Mike Flager's in the mix. Tom Nightingale bringing up the back here. And then there we are back to our leader. You see him on the far north end of the course, turning southbound into the Valley of Speed, just flying a great race. I mean, he's flying a very tight line. He's been very consistent. He jumped out on the initial start coming down the chute. He was the first one to make the turn, and he has not relinquished anything, Tommy, at all.
Great freshman effort. The rookie here, Stephen Couches, right here in Nevada.
Well, one of the things that he's really pushing for is he may be able to jump up into the gold race tomorrow.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so this heat race could determine that depending on his pay. And you heard it on the radio right there. White flag for him as he comes by the start-finish line here. The steel home pylon. Great shot of the back of that P-51, Tommy. You see that scoop that's open in the back there? The engineers at North American, actually, that has the radiator. It's a liquid-cooled engine. Oh. That engine, the scoop underneath that faces forward, and then out the back, that ramp is adjustable. And the engineers at North American figured out by shaping that ramp and adjusting it, they could actually create thrust. So it works like a jet engine. And they got almost 3 miles an hour at the top speed out of the P-51, especially the CMP models with the modifications to that ramp. Most people don't think about it doing much other than forcing air through a radiator, but it really does help the top speed of the airplane. And here you see it used to perfection by the Shanty Irish flown, the Bardall Specialist flown by Stephen Couches. Here as he descends into the Valley of Speed for one last time, Tommy.
Stephen Couches, an area wobble, not a misstep at all. He has seemingly flown the perfect race here.
You see him dropping down right down to that 50-foot minimum altitude, trying to make the most of all the speed and energy that he's got. He's going to make those last few 7, 8, 9 pylon turns and head for home and head for the checkered flag.
This is our first exposure to Stephen Couch's. Got to say, impressive effort here today as he takes this one.
Checkered flag for him. And then here you see zipping across. A beautiful look at that spectacular airplane back up into the guide pylon. And you see a couple other competitors far north end of the course as they're circling around and headed for the Valley of Speed for one last time. Like you said earlier, Tommy, the smoke has cleared. It's just such beautiful camera shots. Look at this, side-by-side racing in the Valley of Speed here in Reno. Nowhere else on the planet. That's why they say it's the fastest motorsport in the world.
That's right.
Here we are, unlimited racing in Reno.
Aren't we lucky?
Nothing like it.
We are.
We're going to watch these two aircraft make their way back to the checkered flag. The checkered flag is still waving.
It's going to be race 63, Mark Ledger. No, excuse me, Patrick Nightingale, race 63.
And in race 4, Jeff Lavelle there across the line. And here we got two more coming. This is a little bit tighter. Tommy, look at this. On the outside, he makes the pass. That's race 49, Mike Flieger in Lady B. He gets the pass right there at the end. So the racing never stops, even far back in the pack. There goes Pretty Polly, our P63, just finishing there. And you see some of the competitors up high as they're going around. We still have a couple aircraft finishing on the course. But we're going to go back and look at the start here. That's where we started, Tommy. You see them grouped up, and right out front on the left side of your screen, you see Stephen Couch's in race 3. Gets an early jump, and he never relinquished it, Tommy.
The Bardol Special. Started in the second position. Quickly took over the top spot. Never gave it back throughout this entire race.
Yeah, he got what's known as the hole shot. You know, in drag racing, you call that the hole shot. And he sort of got that coming down the chute, and then he was gone. Just never ever looked back.
We'll see if Stephen Couch's can make it into the gold class, coming out of silver on this strength of this victory here in the 3B race, the silver race. Let's look at Jeff Lavelle right there, the sweet and lovely P-51 Mustang.
There's our winner, Tommy, our unofficial winner.
Yeah.
Stephen Couch's Bardol Special. There's the checkered flag as he completes the race there in this unlimited silver pairing. What a great race, Tommy. I mean, just the fact of getting to see unlimited aircraft and the competition. Even we saw all the way back in the pack right up to the end, the competition was there, and here's our unofficial results.
Yeah, it's great to see a rookie make good here, and he certainly did. Unofficially anyway, Stephen Couch's race number 3, the Bardol Special, in the top spot, followed by Shanty Irish, John Dowd. Race number 6, race 0, Spam Can, Mark Moody winding up in 3rd place. Jeff Lavelle in 4th place in Sweet and Lovely. Mike Fledger, race 49 with Lady B in 5th place. Patrick Nightingale, 63, Pretty Polly in 6th. Bunny with Tom Nightingale in 7th place. Man of War with Ken Gottschall in the 8th spot. Here in Unlimited Silver Class, Heat 3B. We'll see if Stephen Couch's, on the strength of this great performance here, can make it into the gold class and go for the national championship tomorrow in the coveted Unlimited class.